Hi everyone, wanted to make my second YouTube video today and talk about God's love and address the atheist argument that God and or the Bible are evil and to strengthen Christians' faith. Um, Atheists that make this argument, by what basis do you guys make this argument? If you guys are right and there is no God, there is no good and evil and nothing matters. And you shouldn't delude yourself into thinking, well, we decide what's good and evil. How many billions of people are there in the world? If Bill thinks this is good and this is evil, Steve may disagree and say this is good and this is evil. Subjective opinions aren't going to work here. That there is objective truth, and that comes from a perfectly good God. And sit down and think reasonably, deeply about this topic, and you should come to the conclusion that without God, there is no good or evil. It doesn't matter what Steve does to Bill. Nothing at all matters if there's no God. Nothing matters. What are we, stardust? And, nothing at all matters. And how could you even trust your own reasoning processes if we've come together by random chance and chemicals and whatever? And listen to my first video also. I make different points, and one of them about the origin of the universe. And other than God and nothing, everything else runs into the infinite regression problem. So it's obvious God exists, but for this video about good and evil, think to yourself also how much in the universe you know and I know, compared to almighty, all-knowing God. 0.00000000001%, if not less. Humble yourself and realize there's so much we don't know. And you don't know how God interjects in the universe, how good things he does. I know he does good things. For myself and people close to me, we've experienced miracles. And what's it called? I'll bring up two things. One's a real life situation, and one is like a hypothetical. Let's say, yesterday someone got, hit by a bus. How do you, as an atheist, know that, along with every other thing that happens in the world, how God interjects in those situations? Like with this instance of someone getting hit by a bus. How do you know if God didn't deaden the pain of the person getting hit by a bus a little bit? How do you know if, that person getting hit by the bus caused the person to the next day, not lose their life because they're in the hospital, whereas if they had not been in the hospital, they would have lost their life the next day? How do you know that that person being in the hospital won't let him meet a follower of the Lord who will lead them to the Lord? There's just so much we don't know. Please humble yourself and realize there's so much we don't know. The real life situation I was going to mention was me with OCD. I went through the worst time in my life from 2022 through this year with a horrible OCD theme. And it was, I'm not going to get into how deep and dark it was, but I was angry at God, and I was thinking, how could you let this happen to your child? And maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, I was thanking him that he didn't heal me and he brought me through it to help other people. Thank God, it's awesome. And I believe it can help a lot of, if not maybe all people, all OCD people with their themes. I'm gonna maybe my next video is gonna be about OCD, but that also goes along with, there's so much you don't know. Humble yourself. Another example is like, the Canaanites have been brought up and the flood. Do you guys, again, knowledge, do you guys know how evil the Canaanites were? Do you guys know how evil man was before the flood? In the Bible, it says, I believe every inclination of the thought of their hearts were only evil all the time. I hope I got it right. You can read it in Genesis. Imagine thinking all the time about evil. I mean, again, there's so much you don't know. Um, you need to make a choice. You need to choose, do I want to trust God or not? Do I want to be Lord of my own life or not? God gives everyone a choice. Even the devils and the angels have to believe and or have faith in God. In James in the Bible it says the devils believe and tremble. Angels have to have faith in God. They're not all knowing. Only God is all knowing. So you need to make a decision. Do I want to trust God or not? And if you do, ask him sincerely with all your heart and look sincerely into the Bible. Ask him, God, is the Bible your word? And start looking sincerely with all your heart into it. And I also want to say to you guys and to fellow Christians, um, God, I believe, is sanctifying us, his children, so that we would do anything for him. Um, you know, Imagine, like, let's say, for example, you had a wife and or a husband, and for a fact that there's one or two things this person that you love, and you love each other and you love so much, but there's one or two things they won't do for you. Wouldn't that hurt you? It would hurt me. Like, if my wife, if there's something she wouldn't do for me, that would hurt me. Like, you love me but you won't do this for me. you know God, I believe, is sanctifying his children to change us so we would do anything for him. And he's love. He's perfect and good. And in the Bible it says that, sorry, I don't remember it offhand. Eye has not seen, ear hath not heard the things God has prepared for those that love him. I may not have said it exactly correctly. You can look it up. And we need to trust him with all our hearts. And if you guys want to discuss anything with me or discuss God, I'm on Twitter, which is now X, at at Chinchilla Lip. So you can follow me and or DM me on there. And yeah, and I guess have a great day, guys. And yeah, maybe my next video is going to be about OCD.